The authority and power of Jesus. Good morning. I'm Robin Matson. Thank you for joining me for today's Good News Reflection. Today is Saturday, July 11th. In today's chapter of the day, we are reading in Matthew 8. I invite you to read the entire chapter, but for today's reflection, I would like to focus on verses 5 through 13. In these verses, we have the privilege of eavesdropping on a conversation between Jesus and a Roman army officer. Let's take a listen. When Jesus was going into the town of Capernaum, an army officer came up to him and said, "Lord, my servant is at home and in such terrible pain that he can't even move." "I will go and heal him," Jesus replied. But the officer said, "Lord, I'm not good enough for you to come into my house. Just give the order and my servant will get well. I have officers who give me orders, and I have soldiers who take orders from me. I can say to one of them, 'Go,' and he goes. I can say to another, 'Come,' and he comes. I can say to my servant, 'Do this,' and he will do it." When Jesus heard this, he was so surprised that he turned and said to the crowd following him, "I tell you, in all of Israel, I've never found anyone with this much faith." Many people will come from everywhere to enjoy the feast in the kingdom of heaven with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But the ones who have been in the kingdom will be thrown out into the dark. They will cry and grit their teeth in pain. Then Jesus said to the officer, "You may go home now. Your faith has made it happen." Right then, his servant was healed. The amazing part of this account is that this man was a Roman officer. He was part of the enemy camp, the feared Roman army, yet he got it. He understood who Jesus was, and he understood the authority and power that Jesus held, even more so than Jesus' own people did. And his belief led him to come boldly and confidently to Jesus, asking for healing for his servant. How did he know that? Well, my guess is that he had been watching Jesus. In this chapter alone, Jesus shows his authority and power over sickness, demons, and storms. Plus, I would imagine he had heard about Jesus from others, possibly even Matthew the tax collector, one of Jesus' disciples, the one who wrote this account. But no matter how he knew, the fact is he knew and believed Jesus. And because of that belief, Jesus healed his servant. As I reflected on this account, it occurred to me that we as 21st century Jesus followers have a distinct advantage over the Roman officer in Jesus' day. You see, we know the rest of Jesus' story. We see Jesus' authority and power lived out in his life, death, and resurrection. We hear of Jesus' victory over not just sickness and storms, but over sin, death, and hell itself. And as we watch and hear, we are motivated, like the Roman soldier, to come boldly and confidently to Jesus with our greatest needs. Knowing and believing, because of what we have seen and heard, that Jesus will respond in love and grace and will meet those needs. How do we know? Well, we have his word on it. Hebrews 4:16 says, "So whenever we are in need, we should come bravely to the throne of our merciful God. There we will be treated with undeserved grace, and we will find help." So, what about you? Do you or someone you love have needs that Jesus can meet? Perhaps an illness, a broken relationship, or financial hardship. Let me encourage you today to do what the Roman soldier did. Go boldly and confidently to Jesus with complete faith that he has the authority, power, and desire to meet those needs. Then release those needs to him and watch what he does. You won't be disappointed, just like the Roman soldier.